S-T,
Yes, sir.
Forest, right? Just without the E.
That is. You're actually one of the first. It's actually like such a simple name, I think. But
It
people,
really is.
People
Yeah.
want to say Forest, I
Sure.
think. But when I did sales, everyone called me Matty Ice because I thought my last name was Frost.
Okay.
And in sales, you just never correct people. So I just was Matty Ice to like a bunch of my big accounts, which was awesome.
Yeah, Matty Ice, bald guy from Jersey. It fits, right?
That was it. I mean,
Big bald guy from Jersey.
If you can get someone to remember you in a positive way, I'll take it.
Right, fits fitting anyway.
Yeah.
So I'll describe who you are. Not new to the area. You've been here for at least the surrounding area, I guess.
Surrounding area.
Yeah.
I mean, I would travel in and out of Evansville a lot, though.
Okay.
So like, I'm not unfamiliar with Evansville. So yeah, I mean,
But just to lay it out there now, you are your latest title is you are the owner of Stacked Supplements.
that is correct.
Which is now purchased our local supplement store, A&S.
Yeah.
Active Nutrition Systems.
Yes, sir.
And took that over June 1st.
June 2nd, technically.
June 2nd,
We had it-
technically,
yeah,
right.
June 2nd.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
So tell me what the origin story of Stacked is. How'd you get into the where'd that come from?
I guess like it starts by I worked at Jersey Shore Supplements my whole like growing up. I started there in like 2017, 16. Like just walked out of community college after playing football, I hurt my back and I was in community college and I was like, I don't want to work. I don't want to do this anymore. So I walked over to Jersey Shore Supplements and I was like, Brian Schweer, the owner, who's like a really good personal friend of mine still. I said, give me a job. He's like, I don't have any. And then eventually hired me out of being so annoying. I don't think I was worked there for 8 years almost. And then during that time, we launched a brand called Astroflave. Brian was the owner. I was just a helper. I kind of did a lot for him at the time and ended up taking like the outside sales role and just traveled like probably 40, 50 days, like, depending on the year. I felt like I was on the road all the time, like 50 days a year, maybe 40 days a year. And I would travel in through like the Evansville markets for A&S because they were one of my bigger accounts.
Okay.
And then Stack Supplements down in Marion, Illinois was also my bigger accounts. And then I also had like Nutrition Factory. So like the Midwest was a really good, like I could fly into Nashville or Indianapolis and like hit a couple accounts and then like do a loop and then just fly out and hit like a bunch of accounts in 7 days, give or take. And when I left Jersey Shore at Astroflave, I was like, where do I go? Like, I was like, do I just like go work for the family or like go work for my brother Art in the car dealership business or
So in your family's big construction.
Relatively, I guess.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
I mean, in New Jersey, like
You're humble. Yeah.
in
I
New
get it.
Jersey,
Yeah.
definitely not big construction. I mean, there's huge construction in New Jersey.
Right, yeah.
I think we do a really good job. We like my dad is like a crazy man, I would say.
Okay.
Like in like that's like the most like the nicest thing. This is a public podcast.
Sure,
so,
absolutely. Right.
love my dad. He's the best. And then my dad was it was awesome. Like that's like very grateful for my like family in a sense of like didn't really like come do this. I flew out to a couple stores that were like looking or like, and there's some jobs that were pretty cool offers and nothing really fell thing. And then I was talking to Brandon Caldwell, who worked for Matt and Melissa Short, who owns Stack Supplements.
Okay.
And we kind of just talking. He was asking me what I was doing, this, that. And then he was like, tell me his vision. I was like, but I don't know what I'm doing. Do you need help? And he's like, sure. And then he was like, I think he's one of the most impressive people I've met. And I think Matt and Melissa are like, I mean, we butt heads on certain things, but they're like, in a business sense, they're pretty impressive for what they're doing with like the other things they got going on. And then what they did with the stores in these smaller markets and just trying, like it's like the man in the arena. It's like they just tried a bunch of stuff. Some things worked, some things didn't. But like, and then last August, I bought those stores after working them for a year. Wanted Brandon to be a partner of it. He didn't really love the stores anymore. I think.
Okay.
And then so I was like, all right, I'll do it solo. And I was grateful for the opportunity and bought 4 stores, closed one.
Okay.
Closing stores is like a part of the game sometimes.
Sure, absolutely,
Starbucks closes stores every year.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone thinks it's like a big deal. Starbucks closes and opens stores.
Right,
I'll close and open stores. And then it's just like more sense like just finding better locations. And that's kind of what we're doing in the Stack market we have back home. And then these will be hopefully transitioning to Stack Supplements sooner.
Sure, okay.
Once like kind of I feel like that we can put the name on the front.
Stuff gets worked out, right?
Yeah, like I gotta, it's like there's a certain, like it's like
Sure,
there's a certain standard of care that
Absolutely.
like I like to think Stacked Supplements has.
Yeah.
And like, like I don't give everyone a polo when they get day one. Like,
right,
you get a shirt and then you get a,
you earn it, right? Yeah,
yeah, more or less. Like it's kind of fun too. Then it's
Right.
like, so yeah, that's kind of like the origin story, I guess you could say. Of,
yeah. So how many? So there's 3 Stacked stores.
Three
now?
current Stacked Supplement stores. Yeah,
3 current Stacked Supplement stores, and then you've added 6 to the portfolio now.
I did.
Okay. So and the existing ones are in.
So we have Marion, Illinois,
Okay.
Cape Girardeau, Missouri, and Paducah, Kentucky.
Kentucky. So it's almost all kind of
You're all like an hour and change.
wave for each other, and then we're kind of expanding up into this.
Yeah.
way.
So Paducah, where I like live,
Uh-huh.
we're 2 hours.
Okay.
So 2 hours. It's a pretty little bit. It's kind of a hike. So
Yeah.
But Marion's 2 hours from Evansville, so it's not like crazy out of the way.
Yeah.
So
Paducah, also the birthplace for Optimize You. You know that, right?
I know. It was Josh and Jerry.
Josh Hudson and Jerry Smith. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey.
Dr. Brandon Stringy. Yeah. So kind of cool there. So we've always worked incredibly close with the local supplement guys just because it's, we have our expertise, they have their expertise, and we kind of, walk it out, when we talk about, like creatine, proteins, and all that other stuff, we just kind of let you guys kind of, or historically let those guys handle it. But tell me why the supplement industry?
Dang. I mean, I guess it just goes back to like I walked into Jersey Shore Supplements after shopping at GNC. It's like when I was like 16, I would shop at, I think I was on a 15, I would shop at Pro Stores. It was like, Pro Stores was huge back in the day. Like they had the Supreme bars. Like I don't remember those. Like, and huge East Coast, like Jersey Shore, like distributor kind of.
Okay.
I would walk in and then it was like I bought from a catalog. Like that was just how they did that warehouse. And that's how I thought all supplement stores were. It was just like you go into but it was really just how they had just a little pro shop in their distribution center. And I eventually ended up walking into Jersey Shore Supplements after like being recommended in 2014, I think. It was like a year after Brian opened his first store, 450 square feet, if that. Yeah. Like 500 square feet, if he's lucky. Like, and the store still stands. Love that. That's the crank I visit every time I'm home. And he just made me like, he like asked me questions of like, hey, you don't need this. You need this. Like, dude, you're an idiot. Like, why are you taking that? And it was cool. Like, it was like very more barbershop vibe back in the day, I would say. But, and then I just kind of like enjoyed that. And then once I kind of started seeing like, oh, it's not just a place to buy supplements. And that's when I tried to get a job and I ended up working there. And it was just how he like had a vision of like the care and of helping people in a sense. And even like his own staff. And then I try to take that as well. And like Matt and Melissa had that as well. And like, I think as the world gets more noisy with everything going on, the internet and stuff like that, I think people will revert back to retail. I'm obviously like super biased and maybe blinded by it.
I completely agree with you. Yeah.
I just think people are like, there's so much information. Like, does this work? Like, what do I do? Like, how do I get there? And I think it's usually more simple and not as complicated as everyone thinks. So to me, it's like, I just love that, like a place where people can go, like grab a meal. As we do a lot of meal service, grab a drink, grab like, we'll have like Buff and Muffins, Hummus Fit meals in the stores and like, just chop it up and just like, hey, how's your day going? And like a lot of our customers are just like friends of ours at this point, and they might not like get something. They're just like, oh, I was in the area, I'm just gonna get a drink and like,
and come here and hang out and talk to Matt.
It's not even me anymore.
Right. Yeah,
it's
whoever.
Like, but that's what the coolest part, and that's like, that's why like, I don't post like, I don't really post. I'm bad at it. Like I don't like. It's never about me. It's about the guys, and I took that from like just how like I serve them. You know what I mean? Like I think that's like how I always saw it. And I think that's not ununique for really successful brands and like how like going to like a First Form and going to S2s and seeing how people operate in those settings. It's like, oh, got it.
Well, and a lot of those places are, I mean, historic, like retail, like the goal is almost transactional, right? Like I want you to come in, I want to greet you, I want to grab you and kind of guide you around through this process of what you think you need. We're going to go over to the counter, you're going to leave, and I'm going to grab the next guy, right? But from what I gathered from you is like the stacked kind of what we want to.
We call it the customer experience process.
Right. Yeah.
like,
Yeah. We want you to come in and kind of hang out a little bit. And like, if you want to eat here, you know, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like anywhere, right? Like
Yeah.
you don't like, I mean, you get it. Like if you have a patient who wants to talk to you, like I'll talk to
then
them.
we talk. Right. Yeah.
But if you have like some people just want to come in and treat us like a gas station.
Right. Yeah.
And like, that's fine. Like
Yeah.
I'm not trying to like, because sometimes the person who comes in is like, just grabs a drink, grabs a meal and dips out, heats it up, leaves. Like I'm not like, we're trying to be whatever we are to that person.
Sure.
Like, I'm not trying to like be annoying to some guy.
No. Yeah.
But I think that's also like, I think that's like, there's a dichotomy there in that like experience of like, oh, what does this customer like want in this situation? And then can the guys, the team, like more or less kind of read that? And can you give them the tools to like, okay, hey, this customer just wants to come in and grab a drink, and like making sure like how we say a good process or a bad process is like, that's fine. Like I love the drink customers.
Yeah.
Like we love them. They're my favorite. Because they come and get a drink and
they're consistent, right? They're going to come in every day.
Correct.
No, people aren't going to come in and buy protein powder every day.
That'd be weird, but
It would be. I mean, I don't know why you would need that much, but if you did, I guess that'd be cool too. But, you know,
no, I hear you.
But I was the gas station guy. Like I went and taught. I mean, you asked Marcus, and I didn't understand how that was viewed really until like my son started working there, and he was like, "Oh, you're like one of those gas station things." I was like, "Oh, damn, what does that mean?" You know, but I'm in there every day.
And now, I don't want to interrupt you, but that question to you is, who did you have a great relationship since you walked in there every day?
Right. Yeah.
You became really close with who?
Absolutely.
Marcus.
No, and that was really my excuse to go in there. Like, hey, I need a drink and this. I'm passing 13 gas stations on the way there, but I want to go talk to Marcus.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they have the ones that I like there, you know, or that kind of stuff. So yeah, exactly.
It's fascinating how it works.
That's exactly what I thought.
Now Marcus works for you.
Now Marcus works.
He does it. He has a ton of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And like, just to give you like, that's kind of my goal with anything I do is like, I would love everyone who ever worked with me to work with me forever. Right.
Yeah.
Like, of course, like that's super exciting, but that's not always the case, right? Like people have to like, whether they have to develop, even if they go open their own store or go do something else inside of the Stacked bubble.
Right.
Or they're going to go venture out in a whole nother industry, like kind of like how you kind of Marcus is now here by very similar like supplements.
Right.
Like, and that's awesome to me. Like that's the game. Like, isn't that?
Yeah. I agree. Like, I mean, that's why we're doing that.
100%.
Like, it is, you know, it was what Marcus and I are doing now were conversations 4 years ago, you know, around a little skinny table in the middle of an A&S, you know, and that's the cool part about it.
But I think that's cool for everybody who works in a retail setting. You never know who you're going to meet.
Yeah.
You never know what opportunity you're going to get from working in a supplement retail store and just helping people that are indirectly in front of you.
Right.
And helping is not selling. I think people get that confused in sales jobs. Helping is just like, I think it's people being seen, heard, and understood and listening and then be like, oh, crap. Like Marcus was really good at that. Man, I remember talking about, let me call Marcus. Like, hey, Marcus, I want to do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
He's like, dude, I love that.
Right. It translates into all the other things because everybody remembers Marcus from this. So Marcus is doing that now. Now I want to reach out to Marcus. Marcus, are you weirded out by us talking this much about you? No, you're good. Okay, right.
I mean,
keep it going.
I've probably known Marcus since probably like right after COVID ended, like 2020.
Oh yeah.
So I've known Marcus forever. So it's cool for me to like. I would always tap in, and he was always the Evansville guy,
right?
Which is awesome. Like, and then it's like now he would go fix this store, go fix that store, and it's like, and then he finds his little niche where like it's different. You know what I mean? It's the same but different, and it's still creative. It's still helping people. It's still doing this. So I always think that's cool, and that's what I hope to do with anyone who works with me.
Sure,
because that's fun. And like, I just like that.
So a lot of people get when they come see us. I'm just going to play this game where I'm like, okay. A lot of people ask us like, what protein do I get? What this? What that? You know. And I always would it was always go talk to Marcus. Yeah, just go talk to Marcus because I know the ones I use, but he's going to know what's out there and kind of the advantage of it. What it would be your advice as far as like what to look for in those things?
So like I might be different than like 90% of the people who answer this question. Like to me, it's all starts with consistency. So like if you're like if somebody comes into me and they're like taking something from somewhere else that I don't sell it or they like it, like I'll usually ask like, do you like it? And they'll be like, well, yeah. I'm like, do you take it consistently? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Like you probably shouldn't change. Like, like I'm not trying to be like, would I love them for the buy it from me and like I can help them facilitate that? Of course. But like to me, that's not what it's about. If your like ethos is like, and like what I personally feel is like, I want to help people that walk through a door. And I think that starts with just giving people hope. Like, I don't think like supplement industry is the most hopeful. I think there's very, very, very good stores who do a great job. And like, I was blessed to like be in proxy with them through like the past experiences I had. And I'm still in great contact with them. Yeah. And it's like all the great stores have that, like when someone walks through the door, I just want to like, how do I help this person? And in whatever way possible. And that's, so to me, like I would say like, look for a protein that like try some. I think I like isolates. I'm definitely more of an isolate guy, I would say, which is like, a little bit more filtered, so they just go through another filtration process. It filters. It's usually 99% lactose free, so you're like a lot of people might not be drinking milk on a regular basis. So like that's going to help with like any stomach digestion issues if you're going to be doing a shake or two a day. Then it's also like right product, right person, in the right time, right? So like maybe you want to have a shake before you go to bed or have a meal replacement. Maybe you need more of a slower stimulation or a blended protein shake. But like, that's kind of how I operate. I don't think that's a direct answer. I apologize.
Well, no. I mean, but you brought it up. You brought up a good point earlier is that there's so much noise out there that I think people constantly look for something.
Yeah.
You know, no names mentioned, but we have a new employee here that, has an entire duffel bag full of supplements that he was taking, and it was like, what are these things doing? Well, do you know what? Well, I don't know. I just taking them because I thought that was supposed to be taking them. It was like, well, okay, but like,
no, I know, brother, you're preaching to the choir on this one.
I don't know what, I
was told to take this. I
was told to take this. I should take this. I read this article and it said that if this helps this, so I started taking this. Well, before you know it, you're taking like 35 pills a day and you're spending a ton of money and you wouldn't know, on day 4 of taking all this crap, you get diarrhea. Like, okay, well, I don't know what's causing the diarrhea because there's so many variables in the soup now.
I mean, you're in medicine, right? Like,
right, yeah.
It's like if somebody has a diet, right, or if they're getting like an allergic reaction to something, and you always like, what are you having? Right. So it's elimination. It's okay, like, hey, is it bananas? Is it milk? Is it dairy? Is it whatever it is? Yeah. To me, I build like a stack per se for a customer very similarly. Like, where are you trying to go? Where are you currently? Yeah. And like, what are the tools, right? My tools would be diet and supplements, right? And then obviously training. So it's like, okay, what supplements do you need to help aid in the goal you're trying to get? And then where are you currently to help aid in that? If like, okay, if you're not eating great, like I might try to be like, that might be where I would probably recommend a protein maybe a little bit more and be like, hey, let's just try to increase our protein. Like, let's try to be more conscious of that. Right. And then it's like, okay, proteins, we're feeling good on protein, we're having results. Then it's like, okay, where are we at in other things? Like, are we doing creatine? Are we doing a multivitamin? Are we doing a fish oil? Like, where's the foundational stuff? And then all that to me is like, that's the base. Yep. And then it's the multipliers. It's like, okay, if you want to take a result-driven products, whether it's like a mass gainer or something like a little intra-workout carbs or something like that, that's a little bit more performance-specific, or even like a thermogenic or something like that, or L-carnitine. Like I call those like, they're going to shrink time, right? Yep. They don't shrink time unless you do everything else. So it's like, you see that.
Beautiful.
Here.
Yes. Thank you. Because those are all, I mean, it sounds like my speech I give in here too. It's like, and I even use the word multipliers, so like even when people talk about, their previous steroid use, and I was like, the problem that a lot of people do, and this is not medical advice by any means, but what a lot of people do is that if I'm your local steroid dealer, and I've got you in the bathroom at the gym, and I said, okay, here's what I have. I have these 3 that are a 10x, a 5x, and a 4x as far as your testosterone is using, or I got plain old testosterone. Yeah. Which one are you going to buy? You're going to buy something down here, right? Well, then that's what screws everybody up, right? It's because you're forgetting about the base of it down
100%.
Here.
Yeah. And this is like a reason why I love always working closely with like hormone clinics in any area I'm in, is due to the fact of like, I can only fix so much with supplementation and diet and training, right? Like, and I'm not a personal trainer. Like I have to like, hopefully people like, are like obviously like, hey, like how hard are the intensity? Like we all like, brother, like I work, we all work out with people. I don't work out as hard as I used to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think that's where if somebody's like I always kind of said if somebody broke their hip was bothering them, right? But if you hurt your hip, your ankle is probably going to go eventually, or your knee.
Right.
Maybe I can fix your ankle, but I can't fix your hip.
Right.
So if I like supplementation your ankle, your hip's still messed up. That's where like a hormone clinic or something like that comes into place.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
And then that's where like the relationship kind of goes, right? Where like maybe they're not seeing you, they're seeing you once a month or every, right? They can come see me a couple times a week if they need to and check in, do the scans, see where they're at. And then it's like, now they can give that data back to you, be like, hey, this is where I'm at. And then, okay, hey, like, now we have blood work, and you have more data. And then it's like, it's a really harmonious relationship in my mind.
Right. It is. I always tell people it's like a recipe without 2/3 of the ingredients, right?
100%.
So if I give you a box of pancake mix and say make pancakes, but that's all you get.
Yeah.
You know, it's a really hard thing to do.
It really works. I'm trying to think about how it works, and I was like, brother, I don't think you gave me that. You didn't do me wrong.
Because you need an environment for that flour to do its job, right?
100%.
So that's what I always tell people about hormone optimization is that, people come in, they want to talk about peptides, they want to talk about things that they can historically buy at other stores, pro hormone SARMs and all these other kinds of things. But it's like, if you don't have the foundation for it, you're just screwing yourself. Like, if you don't have specifically peptides, because peptides are the hot button topic, right?
Hot.
Yeah, everybody wants some peptides. Everybody wants this because they're the magic bullet and we're going to do all these things. I can't recommend any, like a growth hormone secretagogue or something that's going to work really well if your test is like 200. Like it's not going to. It will do something. It's not going to give you the benefits that you're wanting.
But that's also like when people are running tests and they're like, "Oh, I don't feel good," and they up their test.
Right.
I'm like, brother, I don't know if that's.
Thank you. Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I'm a very nuanced. Like, I don't really prescribe. I bet on TRT and like stuff like that. But like, I'm not sitting here like a doctor. But I'm like, all right, brother, I don't know if that's.
No, that's not the answer. Right. There's a ceiling effect to these things, and there's not a. There comes a point that everybody wants to be, or thinks that they are the bodybuilder or whatever not. But there's the risk that you're playing with that you're putting into your body far outweighs the benefit that you're going to get of all this testosterone you think you're pumping into it. So I did a reel last night and we were talking about estrogen load. Why everybody freaks out about their estrogen. And one of the things to look at is like, well, how much are you pushing into yourself? Because you want it to be proportionately as opposed to what your androgen load is, but the average human is not using a testosterone level of like 2,500 or 3,000 or whatever. It gets so high because they're doing 800 milligrams a week for whatever reason.
Correct.
Yeah,
I think that's where like just being in like the days of supplement stores where like it was a little bit more wild west, and I got that tail end of it. Like I remember hearing
you could buy Halo.
Oh my gosh, I remember hearing days of those days, man. Like the like GNC would have the spiffs on all that stuff. They would just be selling like everyone all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
and I'm happy like the industry's gotten away from that. Like the stores that are really successful, they're really having good success. Like they're not built on those anymore. Or they were, and they're transitioning like off them in a sense, and I think that's good for the industry as a whole.
Right. And
I'm very curious to see like where like the hormone clinics all go and like the peptides and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can't sell injectables inside of a supplement retail store.
Right.
Like, it's very clear. It's very clear. It's in all the writings. Like I don't do those. I don't sell those. I don't carry those. So
I think it is ethically a huge problem to sell things you can't discuss.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't like, I think that's weird. I didn't, whatever.
Yeah.
Like there's also like high tech, right? Like, which I've carried high tech farmers, like the pro hormones from high tech.
Yep.
And like they test out, like they have CFAs, they're insured. Like, like that makes sense for someone who doesn't want to do an injection or doesn't want to do, and like, that's something that like, also like we better be educated on how to like what they are and how to like work, like make them make sense. But like, if it's gray, like I'm out. Like I'm out. Like if you can't get insurance on it and it says like research purposes only, I think that's like
right.
I said I'm out. Like
Right, yeah.
like that's an FT. Like from what I've looked into, it's like a very big FTC claim.
Yeah.
Like Federal Trade Commission. Like the FDA is like they come after everybody eventually.
Right.
But,
yeah.
But I'm like I'm good on the. I don't want to get like audited or government come after me. I'm good on that.
Yeah. It's a weird market. We are in a rock and a hard place because we have people that come ask us about it, but then we're like, but we can't condone it, or we can't get it for you, or whatever. All these other kinds of things, and they're like, well, I can go and buy it from, like
I know,
I
can get it drop shipped tonight,
right, yeah, right.
Then it's like, then people are like trying to figure out how to reconstitute.
Right.
Something, and I'm like,
there's a reason why they don't tell you how to take it.
Okay, all right. And we're like trying to reconstitute something, and it's like, well, you're looking up this ml dosage,
right,
but you reconstituted it higher,
right?
And they try to come ask us, and I'm like, I can't really advise. I don't really know what you're talking. I'm not that educated. I have like the most rudimentary knowledge of this.
Right.
I actually got yelled at in the store the other day because some guy was mad I didn't like educate him on this, and I was like, brother, I think you're good. Like,
right, yeah.
That's a very New Jersey thing, by the way. I told him like I think you're good, and then he ended up calling me like a dick, and I was like, brother, I'm so sorry, I did not mean that. Then he told me he was going to call the owner, and I was like,
okay.
I said, I'm really sorry, dude. He's
Let
like,
me give you his number.
He thought it was Matt Short still, which I was like, I let him do that. I hope Matt. I texted Matt, I said, you might have a really bad complaint by me, and Matt was like, what do you mean? I'm like, someone thinks you still own it, but you're gonna have a bad complaint,
right?
But it's like one of those things where like. I just wouldn't. I can't really go down that path.
Right.
Like,
yeah. And we've had those phone calls too, where it's like, hey, I bought some, Retta is the big thing now. I bought some Retta. How do I take it? I'm like,
it's crazy how
the place you bought it from didn't tell you how to take it. That should be a pretty good indication that what you're dealing with.
I mean, the studies on Reddit are like,
it's huge. I mean, and it's
they're not like. Are they conclusive? Are they? I haven't really read it, so that's like I haven't really looked into. Like,
I mean, I think you can go down the conspiracy rabbit hole pretty deep on a lot of these things, like why they're not allowing things happen. I know I have seen people's lab work that again come from the bodybuilding world, right? Yeah, so people that are going into prep, and so they've been blasting all the things under the sun, and so their liver panel is screwed up. Their lipids are way out of whack. They've been doing all these things, and they do 6 weeks of Retta, and it clears it up. Now, is it the time off of that, or is it the actual Retta doing it? Well, anecdotally, the guy's saying, well, I've done this before, and I didn't use Retta, and it took me forever to get these things straightened out. I'm like, well, okay. That's not good enough for the FDA to say, oh, well, this guy did this, and he's saying it's fine, so we should be able to just go ahead and push it forward.
I was in a Lifetime Fitness in Arlington, Virginia, visiting my grandfather and stuff. Like probably 3-4 weeks ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, and a guy in the sauna was like, "Dude, like just openly talking about Reddit." I'm like,
yeah, right.
I'm like, dude, we are here, and like this is like where I'm like, this is, and it's just a regular guy.
Yeah,
it's not a bodybuilder. It's not like it's not one of a person like you would totally simply see that would be not like experimenting, but like you wouldn't think this guy. I'm like. God, and that's back to what we said, like the noise, like going to a place like this, going to like your a hormone clinic, going to your doctor and seeing where it is, because, I mean, like I'm a high hemoglobin guy, like I produce a ton of red blood cells, so I have to dump blood if I want TRT, and I just don't take that much TRT. Like I'm like, we're lowering my dose. I don't. I'm good. Like.
That's very smart, man.
Like I'm good. Like,
say that again. What do you do when you?
I just lowered my dose.
What do you do whenever you have?
I like legitimately just like when I go in, I said every time I get blood, I have them dump blood for me.
Yeah,
and my levels are good from what like they say, and like I feel better.
Oh, you still feel good on that lower dose of testosterone?
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Fine. Like, I mean, like I feel, like, and also like if I'm a bigger guy. They try to like everyone everyone should feel like optimized or feel like whatever, and. To me, I was like, and which is fine. Like I'd never been on it. I had really low estrogen. Like I was one of those guys you talked about, like just like AI this, test booster this. Oh, if my test booster doesn't have AI, I'm just gonna crash it. Like I don't want to get boobs. And I was like, that's what I thought like estrogen did, which was like I think I've been informed that it does not always do that. I think you get,
It's actually kind of good for you.
and then they actually like they said to me, they're like, yeah, "How's your joints feel?" I'm like, they feel like dog water. I feel terrible. They're like, "Do you take a lot?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "That's why, man. You're an idiot." And I was educated again.
Right.
So it was kind of like cool to like work through that process. So exactly what your issues you're talking about. And for me, like if I get too high on my like total test or free test, whatever, I just get hungrier. I get like significantly more hungry, and I just like I'm good. I don't really want to be hungrier.
Right. Yeah.
Like I'm good. Like I would rather be like less hungry, but like I'm like scared of those like someone told me like the Reddit True Tide or whatever. It was like, yeah, it makes people like not want to do shopping or something like they're like the addictions.
So yeah, so I will claim this forever because when as a company, when we first got semaglutide from a compounder and the ability to prescribe it, we were at a conference. This was probably 3 or 4 years ago, and me and a couple of guys that work here were discussing, okay, and we're all kind of bodybuilder, knuckle dragger kind of guys. So I was like, okay,
term, by the way.
right, yeah, so right, so if I and kind of bro science hypothesized that, okay, so I'm wondering if I stay on my same macros, which at the time was like 2,500 calories a day or whatever, stay on my 2,500 calories a day, and couple that with weekly semaglutide in standard dosage, right? But stayed on those macros, would I lose just body fat, like by in body? Nothing scientific, no, we're not doing hydrostatic monitoring or DEXA scanning or anything like that. But if I get a baseline in body and I just watch the trend, would the body fat go down, and then I could watch my skeletal muscle mass? So we that was 4 years ago. Well, you do, okay? So you lose that. You can lose body fat. Now you're force feeding yourself. It's miserable. Because you have this signal that says you're full. Quit eating, dummy. But at 6 weeks, I mean, I lost like 3% body fat, but the skeletal muscle mass was down like a pound, or something like that, because you're going to lose some of that, right? But it's not like you're like starvation, completely catabolic and done.
Maybe you miss a couple macro. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I also noticed, like, coming off of it, that I was like, it's not that I'm not hungry. I like don't want this stuff. I don't, like, I'm a big pizza. I mean, we would go out every Friday night and it was pizza and beer night.
I'm from New Jersey, brother.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So,
but I was like, I don't even want to eat that stuff anymore. But it wasn't like because I knew I was full. It was different.
Yeah.
So our medical director for here works with the VA, he's a psychiatrist for the VA also. So whenever I called him, I was like, hey, have you looked into GLP-1s and it like
addiction,
like compulsory behavior?
Okay.
Like I've got to eat. And they're like, no, we've never heard anything about that. And I'll put my hand up in the air and put one hand on whatever. Now they're looking at, like for like gambling and like cigarettes and all the things, because it tells your brain something.
I mean, it's 100% true. Like I from just like the anecdotal stuff I've read from probably like these conversations.
Right.
I mean, the shopaholics I've heard, the gambling. I mean, it's the drive, the urge for like that, like the drive. Some people say they like.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm cool. I think it's cool that everything's being like, we're getting a little bit more freedom to like do the research, do the things, the testings on stuff is like a little bit more open right now.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if that changed. Maybe I just became noticed of it, but it seems like a lot more of the peptides are being like, okay, hey, they're being pushed. The trials are being approved.
Yeah.
Like Red is being approved for, I don't know what stage they're at now, but like all these are being approved. And I think that's beneficial for us.
Yeah, I mean, they use them in a bunch of other countries, like everything. Yeah. Russia is a big country that a lot of these things come out of. But I think that if you look at the health and not socioeconomic, but like the health status of Russian people versus us or whatever if because they have access to these things. I don't know what that data
I mean,
says.
we're like the biggest consumer market ever.
Right, yeah. So I don't know that we are any better off than they are because we don't have those things. But anyway, I think that I think it's going to really open up if it's allowed to.
Where do you think it goes? Like in like 5 years, like for your space, maybe like my space, like where do you see it?
I think historically medicine in this country is very slow moving. Okay, just because there is so many checks and balances, and for good reasons. I mean, don't get me wrong. You and I could, if there was no checks and balances, you and I could go and make pacemakers.
We would probably,
we could make fire sale pacemakers that and just tell people, hey, put this in. We're cheaper than these guys, and then they don't work or whatever. Right?
It just sounds like capitalism, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
We can make knee and hip replacements or whatever all day long. But I think that I think we'll see more and more non-medical providers being looked at as authorities on these kinds of things. I just came back from Mexico. Hunter Williams was there. He's a big YouTube personality, talks a lot of peptides and stuff like that. He's not clinical at all,
Does that worry you, or is that like?
It does to an extent, okay? Because I think that, and not Hunter in particular, but I would, anybody can make a YouTube video, right?
Correct.
Anybody can get up there and be a talking head and kind of speak authoritarian about a lot of these things, and it's got a lot of production behind it, and everything looks cool. And if you tell me that, hey, you could diet and exercise, or we have these list of peptides that you could take that I can stack up for you, and this is what the benefits you're going to get. I'm going to listen to that guy, right? It's just like I'm going to buy the 10X.
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy the base testosterone. I'm going to buy the 10X stuff down here, right?
I had to order like more like a better calcium. Like we didn't really sell calcium at Stacked. Like that's not a product that like.
Right.
And I'm like, all the GLP-1 people are just like, you got to get some calcium,
right?
Because that's what they need, like the bone density issues that people aren't eating enough. So it's like, and that's just because they're not like you heard it, you said it perfectly. It's like you have this person goes on YouTube that says just take X, Y, and Z,
right?
But like they don't talk about the protein, they don't talk about this. They say just eat whatever you want or whatever, and it's like, well, you might want to monitor that,
right? Yeah. There's definitely no advice following that stuff, right? There's not a whole lot of diet folks on YouTube anymore. As far as like popularity,
really good point.
There's not a whole lot of like fitness, like workout guys, because they're just assuming that these things are kind of knowledgeable or known. But I bet you could pull up my YouTube thing now, and there's going to be 15 different people talking about Retta. You know?
No, I'm like kind of as you were saying it,
probably not a single one of them is clinically trained.
I think it's also two things. Like people going to college is becoming like college degrees are less valuable than they used to. Like, I mean, I don't know if you saw like recent MBA grads, like they're not getting jobs like they used to. It's like,
no,
because that getting an MBA used to be like a guaranteed a Fortune 500 job in any big market in America.
Yeah.
That is not the case anymore due to the fact of AI and stuff like that. And now it's, you know how it goes. It's like people shift and.
Well, coming from,
but doctors are still important.
Well, yeah, for the most part right now. Thank you. For the most part, there is I think that the best way to deal with those types things, like
I think Sonny said I sounded like shit. I want that on record.
It's a little dry.
He's like, get in boil water.
Right? I think that the latest thing is that going to get the MBA so you can learn the things to create the idea that you have in your head. Mm-hmm. I don't know that many people are going to school to get their MBA in the hopes that they can go work for X.
That is a fair, yeah.
I think that's just a new generational kind of thing. They're going to. So me personally, I've started my MBA 3 times, and I've quit it 3 times.
Yeah.
Because it's just I don't I don't think it's arrogance. I just don't feel like I'm learning anything.
But in the same head, you can go like for me, like I could go, you could like, there's really successful people like Dan Martell's of the world, the Don Michael Owens who started like the Bum Energy you're drinking.
Right. Yeah.
And like those guys offer like courses and groups that like they only accept certain people into them. And
Right.
like it's going to college.
So I think there's value in those kinds of things, right? Because I'm going to go, especially if I want to be in the supplement industry. If I'm going to go into the health and wellness industry or whatever, I want to learn from the people that are in that field, right? I don't want to go to a university where I'm going to pay $80K to get my MBA that is just generically centered around.
Also, who's teaching you the MBA?
Well, I can tell you that too. There are people like me because I taught statistics at a university level. Okay, on a adjunct faculty scale.
Got it.
And this is I think I'm far enough removed now where I don't think that I'll blackball myself from being able to do this again. But if I do, that's okay as well. I had no business doing that. So I applied to be a nursing instructor because that's my gig. I'm a doctorate in nursing, right? Yeah. So that's what I wanted to do. And it was just kind of this give back kind of servant kind of mentality, right? Like I'd love to go teach the nurses of tomorrow. For one, the ones I were encountering they weren't nurses like my generation was coming from out of, you know? So I was like, okay, this is what I need to go do. So I applied. And they're like, well, we don't have any nursing things, but you want to teach statistics? And I was like, well, I'm kind of a math nerd. I can do math. I've done a bunch of statistics classes. I wrote a research paper, Okay, yeah, I'll give it a try. So I go to teach the statistics class to business folks.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And whenever I'm asking them, what am I supposed to be teaching this statistics class? It was like, it's basically just like a vocabulary class. Like, just teach them what these things are. And I was like, okay. And I shamefully did that for like 2 years, you know? And I did it during COVID too. So it was even worse. So it was like everything was online and incredibly half-assed.
That was like, when I went to Bryant University for my freshman year, I played football there and stuff. That was the coolest part about that university because all our business professors, like one of the guys was was one of the manufacturers who did like the new Febreze can, where it was like wasn't an aerosol can, it was like a different technology.
Okay, yeah.
And he was like willingly enough, he's like, yeah, like he pulled up emails that was like, yeah, I passed on manufacturing Tickle Me Elmo. I didn't think it was going to take off. And I don't know if everyone in this room, that was like that's the biggest toy in history of the world.
Right, yeah.
So it was cool, but like. He told you, he's like, yeah, going to China, going and see if like where you're going to manufacture has water, like whatever the ethics you want to say. Like, he's like, hey, whoever worked at my manufacturer was like the richest person in that village. Like, and then I transferred to Trinity College in Hartford, Connecticut, which is like the teachers, they never really started a business, which they were very educated and very smart. Don't get me wrong, but it's like what you do right now is not in a book anywhere in the world.
No, yeah.
Like I dropped out of college, so I wouldn't know if it was in the book because I dropped out, so I defer to you. But I mean, I'm just blessed I have like people who I could ask questions to that are like, hey, what would you do in this situation? And that's just kind of like how I don't know what I don't know. So it's like, I think it's when you're a person sitting in a college classroom and you're listening to someone who's supposed to be the authority, as back to what you said earlier, it's like, and they may be not to the standard of what they should be in a sense, or like, shit, like, oh, you feel like, dude, I've been taking this person's class, whatever.
Right, yeah.
I think that's where, like, when I transferred to college, it was, like, fascinating how, like book application and then, like, this person's giving us real-world advice. And
right.
It was cool to, like, be able to see the difference and stuff, but...
And there's a lot of those now, right? I mean, there's like, you can probably, like the gentleman that you brought up, there are courses that they offer, like Jordan Peterson offers courses and all these other things now. So I think that is, I don't know I don't know if you apply to a job at, a Fifth Third Bank or whatever and say that you have your Jordan Peterson degree, they're going to consider things, but I don't, I think for as far as like life application, it's just as good or better.
Of course. I mean, there's obviously like a level of like you have to get through the door of whatever that process is. But I think like once you kind of in that door and like I just don't like I don't see like people in my network. I feel like in the earlier generations it was like, oh, I'm going back to school for my master's. I'm going back to school for this, that, and the third. Or I'm gonna go get my I'm gonna go apply online to get this accredited, whatever. Now it's like maybe it's just a circle I'm in. It's like, hey, I'm gonna go like to this mastermind and like maybe I meet somebody who's gonna help me.
Right.
Because I think that's like the connecting of the world. Like
Right.
most of your jobs are from people who just get recommended for jobs.
Right.
Like,
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was.
back to markets. I mean, bro.
Well, everybody. Yeah. Relationships and connections go a long way.
Yeah.
You know, if you're flat on ideas and you can't think out, on your own 2 feet or outside the box or whatever, it doesn't matter where your degree comes from.
I do think that's something that's with school and stuff or anything is like the willingness to learn, like always be learning, like to take the initiative in that aspect of your life of like a lot of people, I mean, you see it, like your peers probably graduated their college that you went to a 4-year education with, and then you went on to go into the medicine field.
Yeah.
A lot of them like that. Once they graduate, that's the last.
That was it.
They're never learning again.
No, and they've never grown past
No.
that. They're still working, the night shift and God bless them. I mean, I understand that. Like they have to be there.
Yeah.
But it is, man, I can't. There's no way I can function like that. Yeah.
But that's like, again, like it's like I just like you got to stimulate the mind somehow, whether it's like even like a podcast or a YouTube or something. And I'm not saying like you have to be like a hardo and just like watch like freaking motivational videos.
Oh yeah, those guys.
That's like weird too. And it's also like the analysis by paralysis guys that just sit there and ruminate and just sit there and like they're just thinking about all these ideas and never take anything action. Like, I mean, I'm not sure. Like, I don't really know how it's all going to work for active taking over.
Yeah,
I'm going to figure it out.
Right.
Because it's like I'm just going to go. Like, I had an opportunity. I was like, let's do it.
Yeah.
And like I brought it. I looked at it. I'm like, okay. Like, I think it makes sense. I think there's a great market. I mean, I think I can build relationships. And then for me, it's like, if I sat there and ruminated on this, and like when the deal with Matt and Melissa, like that didn't work. When I didn't say yes to that, when I didn't like how many times do people just sit there and just like overthink like oh my gosh, what could go wrong? What could go wrong? I'm just there like this could go good, really freaking good.
Right. Yeah. It's a complete. Like just a complete different mindset. Like, when you and I met the other day, just that, where we're, hey man, I'm Matt. Hey man, I'm Derek, and we sit down and we just start riffing, and then it was like 2.5 hours later in this coffee shop. Hey, let's go look at the.
We should have filmed that one.
Right, we really should have, because there was a lot of good
Marcus,
stuff.
I blame Marcus for that. He could have thought of coming. We should have put it on the pod.
To be forever Marcus's fault forever.
And everything positive or bad is Marcus's fault. No, I think that's like the biggest thing I've learned. Like, because I was an overthinker my whole life growing up. Like, should I do AAU basketball this year or not? And
yeah,
like,
right.
No, I don't. Like, do I play basketball in my high school? Do I, you know what I mean? It was like all these things that I just would overthink, and like I have no regrets in my life. I have a great life. I'm grateful for everything I have. But I'm like, I should have just like did, and just like be a person of action and like doing. And I try to be that more. Like, do I fall short? Of course, I'm not like a perfect person. I'm like, and that's kind of like just how I'm winging. Like, not winging it. I have plans and processes, but like I bought Stack supplements. Last year, August. We closed last year in August. Like, it's like there's. Like, I moved warehouses. I have an apartment in Marion. Like, you know what I mean? I've got a 6-month lease here. It's like okay. Like I'm just like I'm everywhere.
Yeah. Each and every podcast of the Optimize You Studio is sponsored by Optimize You Evansville. At Optimize You Evansville, we help you take control of your health, performance, and vitality through cutting-edge hormone optimization, peptide therapy, athletic recovery, weight loss, and sexual health solutions. Whether you're an athlete looking to maximize recovery, someone striving for sustainable weight loss, or just looking to feel like your best self again, we used advanced diagnostics and personalized treatment plans to get you there. Our science-backed approach helped optimize energy levels, mental clarity, muscle recovery, and overall well-being, because feeling great isn't optional, it's essential. You ready to elevate your potential? Let's get started today at Optimize You Evansville, where normal is not optimal. Yeah, I think that so my biggest my favorite people, and I've had this conversation like 2 or 3 times the last couple of days. I love the title Better Human because I think Better Human really kind of sums up the people that I want to be around. You know, I just want to, and you're definitely, I mean, like I knew right out of the gate, you know, I knew that about you. But I also love the proverbial fuck it moments. And I think that whenever people have those, and we can talk about it and kind of document it, like the last 3 or 4 people that we've had, you know, the guy that we had on here on last Friday who just said, I'm just going to start posting these videos because I'm just going to do it or whatever. And it has led to, like, he's at least nationally famous, maybe probably world famous. And
he looked, I definitely seen that guy.
Dude, he's everywhere.
Yeah.
He's everywhere. And he's a nurse I worked with in the ER 20 years ago.
That's awesome.
You know?
It's the man in the arena.
Yes.
It really is.
Just do it. Just do it.
It's like everyone's going to critique you of how you do it.
Yep.
It's like, I don't know. Like, I never wanted to leave Jersey Shore Supplements. Like, I never, as a job I thought I was going to have forever. I have a tattoo of JSS on my thigh. A tattoo shop open next to the store. $50 later, I got a tattoo.
There you go.
But like, I like what that did to me, and like that like experience of like I didn't have a boss, an owner that like micromanaged me. He let me like fuck up. You know what I mean? Like fuck up a lot.
Right. Yeah.
And like, it was all right. And he made me know, like when it wasn't all right, he made me know it wasn't all right. And he explained, like, I'm like, okay, got it. Like, don't touch the stove there.
Right.
And now it's like, now I'm doing it. I'm like, you kind of get it more. And I'm grateful. Like one, like my dad's like an entrepreneur-esque person. And like, but like, I didn't know when I was growing up. He was just a construction guy.
Yeah.
Like he worked.
Dad just goes to work.
He left the house at like 6 o'clock in the morning singing and came home at 9 o'clock at night singing.
Right.
Like that's what I knew. He wore socks with holes in them, and he like drove like a beat up. He like would get his bumper replaced all the time because he was back into shit.
Right.
Like in his truck. Like he's just a crazy guy. Like he never liked nice things, and like we got rewarded for hard work. Like that's what you got rewarded for. And like I think like I might have got the most compliments growing up because I was the youngest and I was probably softer than my brothers. Like that's how they always, when my mom loved me the most, like she babied me. But like, and now it's awesome because like my brothers are like, we do business together as a family. Like everyone kind of is involved in everything. And it's fun, like being able to call my brother Rob and my brother Art. My brother Art runs a car dealership. Like my brother Rob runs a family construction company and our like real estate stuff.
Right, yeah.
And it's just cool to like, oh, I didn't think about that. Like I'm at like, it's like, oh, I didn't think about that.
Such an advantage, man.
And
it's
it's
such
like,
a huge advantage.
I was like, I was busting Sonny's chops there. I'm like,
Good.
dude, I don't know why you don't like. I don't know why you just don't work for your dad. He's like, I don't. I'm busting. He's like, I don't. I'm like, dude, like, I'm grateful I get to work with my dad now because like he's like overseas kind of. He's not involved, but he like
Right. Yeah.
But it's like it's the funnest thing in the world to be able to work with family and like be intertwined or do something, even a proximity, right? Like. The real estate stuff always overlaps because I'm a Paducah guy and we have a building in Paducah and it's so much fun. Like I have to go there, do this, do that. Like we're trying to get some building in Evansville. Like it's just a lot of fun for us. And and my mom's great too. She's like, you know, like she's not in like the business side, but she's like, she
just sits back and watches her boys.
She's actually like wants to do a business now. And it's really funny. And we're like, Mom, I thought you just want to be like a grandmother.
Right.
I have 20 nieces and nephews. Fun fact.
Right,
so like a lot of kids, like really fun. So it's like, and like, I think my nephew Robbie next summer, when he's like a little bit going into his freshman, I think he's going to come out and work the Stack stores.
Nice.
So I was like, yeah, come work out. Man. I'll probably send him with you for a day. I'll have Sonny can chaperone him that day. Yeah. Won't send him with Marcus. Can't have that.
Well, Marcus messes everything up. Remember, we've already established.
Yeah, no. But I think that's just like fun. It's just like so cool.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like just, I mean, I think we all had those moments of just like, I don't know. I was blessed to be raised on an abundance. Like money doesn't make you better or smarter or anything. But like, I think there was always a story my dad would always say when he was growing up, my grandfather asked him was would you ever steal a chicken to feed your family? Which is like a paradox question, right? Like your family's starving, stealing a chicken's bad, morally bad. And my grandfather would say, like, this is why you never want to be put in a place where you have to sacrifice your morals to make money. Right. And that's kind of how I want to live my life. And that's the stores I want to have. That's the people I want to be around.
That is beautiful, man. I've not heard that one, but that's exactly right. Like I am always do what you love with passion, love, grace, kindness, and servant attitude.
Exactly.
Money comes, dude, and it happens,
Yeah.
and you just make of it what you want to. Like the ability to so Sonny and I are starting Ohio River Muscle Company, you know,
it.
and it was, it's ours. We have it trademarked. We have it copyright. Everything is ours, right? And so, but just sitting out there and like designing T-shirts, like we bought heat presses.
Yeah.
We bought a bunch of T-shirts and we would get like transfers and doing it out in the garage.
If you want to go to a manufacturer, you can go take a trip, and I can get you.
Yeah.
Like,
and we just had a blast with it, you know, and it was like, now could we do a lot of them ourselves, you know, but we made like 100 T-shirts out there for, you know,
it's fun.
It's fun. Yeah. And doing it, like the respect that the process is priceless, you know, that you get for doing that kind of stuff.
It's so funny. I remember Hurricane Sandy obviously affected the Jersey
Shore.
Shore.
Yeah.
So my dad we were lifting a house on like, I don't know if you see any picture, it's like where like the bay and the ocean met. Like the old, pretty much the levee broke.
Yeah.
So we were lifting a house on that road after like the roads, and preposterous house, right?
Yeah.
And we're lifting it, and then so we lifted the house up like a bunch of like really pretty high, and then we poured a concrete slab. We still had all those like, they're called cribbings. So you had it's like a 4x4 hole in the ground and we left a bunch of dirt under it, and then we dropped the house back down. So now there's a crawl space, which is a 4-foot crawl space, and we have all these dirt that we were able to fill in the hole. And my dad, like I'm in high school, and my dad's like, you got to go work.
Right, yeah.
And I'm 6 feet tall,
right?
Like, wheelbarrowing in a 4-foot crawl space, and I'm getting my ass kicked by our guy Raul. My dad's just talking shit to me, saying Raul was kicking your ass.
Right, yeah.
But then my dad's like jumped in the foxhole with me, and like he's like, hey, let's just 4 more shovels, 5 more shovels.
Right.
And my dad looked at me and says, Matt, you just got to bullshit yourself through the shit.
Right.
Just lie to yourself.
Right.
He's like, this is the one time it's good to lie to yourself. And it's like, it was probably the shittiest day back then, but I look back at it now, and I'm like, that wasn't that bad.
No, yeah.
And it was like, it's just those moments of like,
yeah,
like heat pressing the things. Like,
right.
It's those moments. Like, is it the most fun? No, but is it fun? Of course.
Right. Yeah. Will you remember it now for 20 years
Correct.
from now? You know, absolutely. Right.
And Raul will always kick my ass in shoveling. That guy can shovel better than anyone in the world.
Yeah. So, and I look at things, you know, like we have our first little batch of supplements, and I look at that stuff, and I look at the little sign, and I look at T-shirts and stuff like that. I'm like, that's ours.
Yeah.
That, I mean, like people walk around and can see that. Like we've distributed a bunch of T-shirts and just like given them out to a bunch of people. Like that's our T-shirt.
I know.
You know, that it's wild.
It's cool. I mean, it's a ton of fun. Like building the brand, like being a part of that. With when I was a part of Astroflave, like I was grateful for that experience, and it was just like you realize how like you're going through it now. It's like, oh, like this is like to formulate to get this in a like what pill this is, what bottle this is going to go into, like what's this? Oh, like you run the labels, and like this label looks really bad on this bottle because we did like
right.
And it's just like funny moments like that that you're just like, got it. Like all those shots you took at, like not shots, but it's like being in supplement stores, like, oh, like they're out of stock. Like, why are they out of stock as a brand?
Right. Yeah.
And now I'm like, I get it.
Right.
I got it.
Right.
It's like, oh, dang it. Like honestly, I had so much more empathy. Like I was the purchaser for Jersey Shore supplements, and then I was also a sales rep for Astroflave. So when that was like, when I was like doing that, I was like, you just have so much more empathy for like, I feel bad for all these brand guys. Sales, like outside sales is like just a dumpster fire.
Right.
So no, that's awesome. I'm excited to see like that as you guys like the Ohio River.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's been you know, I wouldn't say it's our effort moment per se, but I would say that it's more like well, they can, you know, like,
of course,
this is how this works. You know, it's being in the ether of all this stuff. Like, now, who's that guy, and how did he do that, and then you know, going to the Arnold and talking to all those guys at those booths, and like going to these, you know, like these fitness places, you know, and go ahead.
When you go to the Arnold,
you
got to go to the Hyatt bar. That's where all like the actual people who make decisions of the Arnold.
Well, I fully intend on us going next year.
Yeah,
so.
I go every year.
Good.
So I make one of my best friends, Amber, go.
Okay.
He goes, and he's like, I'm not. I'm like, you're fucking going.
Right. Yeah.
And he's an indie. He's in the process of becoming like he was dude, he started supplements in 1993 when
Right.
his mom opened a store. It was like just a cool experience, but exactly what you're saying. It's like
Right.
his mom like just opened a store and then he took it over, and like it's like you're not his effort moment, but he's like, all right, like now he's becoming an S supplement superstore.
Right, yeah.
And it's like it's just cool to see like the evolution of everything in people's lives, like you doing this, the brands, the podcasts, all these different entities, the off script, you know what I mean?
Right.
All this stuff. It's just cool to see, like, again, people just doing stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been, the way I look at it too is I've been incredibly fortunate through life. I've been very blessed with a lot of different opportunities, and I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't gamble, I don't have like all these kind of vices and things like that. So this is what I want to do.
You're starting a bajillion businesses.
I want to start a bajillion businesses, and I want to provide platforms for people that deserve it.
Yeah.
So like Lucas and Marcus, this is what it's a vision I have. They know how to execute it. That's what they want to do. So that's what we're doing. That's Off Script Studios. Ohio Rim Russell. I just want something with my kid. Like I just, he's my only son. He's the last remaining. He's the namesake for the Sheltons to go forward, right? So I'm an only child. He's the only son. So that's what we want to do. So so it's establishing if it stays that way, great. If it turns into something else, who cares? But it's legacy, right? It's just what I want to push out there.
What did you do before Optimize You? I was trying to figure that out. If you don't mind me asking.
No, yeah. No, so I still kind of halfway do it. I've been a nurse since 1997.
Okay.
I went to practitioner school and graduated in 2006, and then went back and got my doctorate in 2019. So I have experience in like emergency medicine, cardiology, and most recently orthopedics.
Okay.
So I've done orthopedics since 2011, and in 2020-ish, I think, quit doing kind of bedside care and went into administration. So I've been the clinical operations officer for an orthopedic group here in town since, call it 2020.
Good for you.
So that's where I learned a lot of the business kind of side of medicine. I also learned that the way that like physicians make money, it's not they make a lot of money being a doctor, but they get their hands into a lot of different things. So
they put their money,
they put their money in places, right? Yeah. So I, none of the doctors that I had the privilege of working with drive like Maseratis and Ferraris and those kinds of things. So we have those here, right? But they all drove like pickup trucks and,
regular
guys. And they're just dudes, right? They're just dudes, So I sit back and I watch them a lot and just took mental notes of a lot of things. I had the privilege of being able to be in like board meetings with all of them where they're talking about ways that they're doing business and ways that they're handling money coming in and out. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I can see this. Now on a much smaller scale, I can do these kinds of things, So instead of paying it all in, getting ate up in taxes, I can, I'll start this. I can do this. I can do this with my son. I can do that with these guys. I love film. I wanted to be a film director. That's what I wanted to do. So 20 years ago, 30 years ago, when my parents said, I'm going to film school, we're like, okay, well now I can,
that's awesome.
30 years later, we can do these kinds of things.
How freaking cool is that?
Oh yeah. Yeah. This is all
You're having fun.
Long form storytelling.
No,
that's what this is.
No, I think it's cool. I think it definitely puts. I mean, and also when you get into those rooms, like you realize how casual money conversations become,
and in big dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I don't think that's where when I say like the abundance mindset. Like the growth and like in Stacks, Sonny will learn about it soon.
Yeah.
There is a thing in my thing where you have to like. I just want people to believe they can become more.
Yeah.
And in these, like, I lived a block from the beach. I lived in the Jersey Shore. Like I didn't know, like, no one really, like, everyone was kind of good, right? Mm-hmm. Like, and no one really talked about it, but, like, you had friends who were really, really good, and then you had friends who were, like, good. it's just you saw abundance, you saw like opportunity, you saw people like, oh, you should try that, you should do this, oh, you can become that, you can do this, oh, you go out for the sport, go out for the play.
Yep.
Here it's like when I moved to the Midwest, and
Yeah.
it's not everybody, of course, but it's like it's the limiting beliefs of like,
Yes.
oh, it's the generational curses, it's
Yep.
and it's the self-sabotage when somebody's really achieving.
Yep.
I mean, I don't like I motherfuck out of love, right? Like I'll tell people like, dude, you're just self-sabotaging because you don't think you don't think you can become more.
Yep.
And so in my thing, I'm like, everyone has to like, if you want to work with me, like just believe you can become more.
Yep.
Like not for me. Like I don't give a shit about that. Like I'm being that like I don't care if you're here for 6 months or 2 weeks. Like
Sure.
you have to become you can become more. Because if you become more, you can get more.
Yep.
And you can do more, and then you can make more. And like Sal Frisella at First Form said it beautifully, and like one of his things, it's like you get paid for your 9 to 5. That's what every job you ever do, they pay you for your 9 to 5.
Yep.
So you don't get better on their time. You go 5 to 9, you get better in your own time.
Yep.
And then when you get better in your own time, then you come back to your 9 to
You
5,
start-
be like, you'll give me my money.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what I tell these guys. I'm like, make Stacked pay you more.
Yep.
Like let's walk through it. Like help more people.
Yep.
Have great testimonials.
Yep.
And what do you think happens?
Yep.
More people will come in. More people will shop with us, right? And then you probably have a bigger role.
Yeah.
It's not like selling more to like Johnny who comes in every month and be like, I'm gonna get Johnny to buy this.
Yep.
That's bullshit. Like Johnny's great. It's not Johnny. We need to get like Johnny needs to tell 3 friends.
Right.
And if you sell Johnny one more fucking supplement, Johnny's definitely not going to tell 3 friends.
Yeah. Johnny can only use so much.
But that's where like you have to believe you have a power in you that's like you have a gift. Everyone does, and like it's like kind of like corny to say, but it's like
No, dude. I mean, everything you're saying is like hitting home because it is. I walked around scared for 25 years, and it wasn't. Even when starting Optimize, like and my father passed away in September. God rest his soul, but he was. He was my biggest anti-inspiration, and I guess I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but
did he play like small or
he played incredibly small and very scared. Okay, very scared. Very much was like when I came to him at first, I was talking about Optimize, like bringing Optimize, and I was like, this is what I want to do. I think I can do it. I think this is work. He was like, well, you don't have any experience. And I'm like, I know.
what did he do? What did your dad do?
So he was a coal miner.
There it is.
Okay. Coal miner that got now, but he
Hard man.
Hard man. Got laid off when I was in like 6th grade, went back to school and went to nursing school and did the whole thing and retired as director of surgery. So, I mean, he made his way, but it was very much it never was on his own. I guess everything was, I mean, he was very good at what he did.
Yeah.
But it was very much a corporate lineage.
Totally get
right?
it.
Yeah.
Which is a great life.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
Totally,
Right, yeah, absolutely. And
like coal mining's a great life. Like we have a ton of them that shop with me. Like
Yep.
great life.
Yep.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
But it's like if you want to go do like go, you know what I mean? Like go if you. I don't know. I just think like if you don't want to do that, that's also like
Right.
don't go there if you have to. If you don't have
Yeah.
to.
But I lived in like I guess fear for 30 years, just because I didn't want to. I just didn't believe in myself because it was that. But then whenever Optimize came around and I was like, I got to do this. I've got to get out of corporate medicine. I've got to do these kinds of things. This is my pathway. Hugely successful. And now it just kind of feeds the fire of all these other things, so we can continue to do all this stuff. And I know that he was proud of that, but that definitely is not the path that he took. So it's stepping out of believing in yourself. Mm-hmm. It's cornerly or cheesily reading a lot of the books that you and I have both talked about, and it's the War of Art.
Yeah, it's the resistance.
The War of Art, the resistance, and the muse.
The devil.
Like listening to the side of you that is saying that and getting out of your own damn way is paramount.
Well, that book and Stephen Pressfield as a person is so fascinating because he's a believer. He believes in Christ, which
right?
Is,
yeah,
but he doesn't write. He uses like the resistance is the devil,
right? Yeah,
muse is like what God's plans for,
right? Yeah,
but he doesn't say that unless you kind of like really understand, unless you read a lot of his stuff,
right?
And I'm sure you have, but it's like that is the truth. Like the devil wants you to play small and think small and be small. And to me, it's like, no, not for me. Like, I would rather, like, I don't know, like, my dad said he went broke in like 87 or something like that, 89. And he's like, yeah, I just sold everything that didn't make me money.
Right.
Like, what do you mean? He's like, just sold it all. He's like, yeah, I think a BMW I liked, I sold it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm like, all right. He's like, yeah, I just worked.
Yep.
What'd you do? I said, I don't know. I just put my shoes on and went to work every day.
Yep.
He says, you got to prepare to be lucky. I feel like I'd be luckier if I went to work every day.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
it's like, but that's just like, again, like my dad would just bullshit himself to like, well, if I show up every day, it will work, right?
Yep.
And then my dad also tracks like every dollar he spends, which is like ridiculously. But you could call him now and be like, what'd you buy 3 weeks ago on a Tuesday? And he'd be like, oh, I actually
hold on, man. Let me look. Yeah,
I actually took your mother out to lunch. Big bill, $25. Like, you know what I mean? It's just
such a waste. We could have just gone home, right?
100%.
Right.
But it's like that's just how he operates.
Yeah.
He's like what we're doing now with my brother, like kind of like leading the charge. It's like a little bit big, and my dad's like, all right, like I guess you guys can go broke. Like I'm
right,
not.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
We're all cool with it.
Let's sit back and watch you guys do this.
Yeah,
Right?
it's fun.
Yeah.
It's just like it's a lot of fun, and like my dad never played like as like remember the Robs like really remember the Robs kind of like very very. I would love for you to talk to him.
Yeah, for sure.
You would like him. I think he's be in town in like probably a week or two.
Yeah,
I'd love for you to meet him.
Yeah,
he's like the best. I have the best family in the world. Like it's just like I was just like spoiled to get like they get the information I get from different sectors. My brother runs a freehold Subaru Dodge dealership.
Yeah,
in Freehold, New Jersey, and it's like he's talking about like selling cars and pricing cars and doing this and like he's like yeah hail I follow a hail damage store and it's like what do you mean? He's like we have an auto like body shop, so we'll just call Texas when they have a hail damage. They'll ship all the cars up because they're gonna get the insurance money. They don't care.
Right. Yeah.
He buys them, fixes up, and sells them on his lot.
Yep.
I'm like, dude, like talk about like arbitrage the system of just like. Like, what do you, he's like, I just follow hailstorms.
It's the roofing company that walks around the neighborhood that just got hit by the tornado. Or had the big storm.
I mean, I'm like, oh my gosh, and it's like,
yeah,
and it's just like, so it's like, where's like the money and the crumbs, right? Like, where's the gold dust? Or like, it's like, okay, that's where like for me, it's like when I looked at A&S, like I'm like, oh, like they just don't have enough fridges. We don't have enough snacks.
Right.
Like. Your sonny walked in with 2 energy drinks, and I'm like, we carry those at Stacked. He would have just got them from the place he works at.
Right, yeah.
He ended up going to a gas station.
Right,
I'm like,
yeah.
There's a customer for us. And like, and how many customers that don't know, you know what I mean? And it's like, those are the moments that are really fun for me.
Yeah.
And just like, just so much opportunity. Like it's a lot of work. Like, I mean, everything's work. I mean, you just opened a clinic in
Columbus, yeah.
Indiana.
Right, yeah, Indiana, yes.
I was like, dude, this guy's driving to Ohio today?
Everybody says that.
Brother, you're doing
everybody says that. I would love to have one and featured at the Arnold's every year or whatever, but it would be...
They say before the Arnold got really big, there was a store there's a couple like independent retail stores in Columbus, Ohio, and they said, yeah, we hate the Arnold. And I said, well, how do you hate the Arnold? They're like, have you ever been there at Arnold on a Sunday where they give out the whole, like everyone just gives their whole booth away?
Right.
Like all the local guys who come to the gym, who go to the supplement store, they have their whole supplements for the year. So I'm like, dang it. Like I love that. I love Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
I think it's like
super cool town. Yeah.
Great. And it's really good suburbs also like Columbus, Ohio State, Big Ten.
Yeah.
So a lot of corporate jobs are funneled in there.
Yeah, we've been to Sonic Temple a couple, and actually day one attempted to walk from our hotel to the soccer field, which was, when you think about, it's like 7 miles, like, well, you don't hear about the, like the interstate that you have to walk.
There's an interstate, yeah.
But the time, the 2.5 miles or so that we made, it was really cool and nice,
It's awesome.
I really appreciate the talk, dude. I love the candor. I feel like we're like I want to be part of the Forst Brotherhood, kind of thing, because it everything just meshes so well. I think
this is what you do with Marcus and like everything you do with yourself. Like that's the same.
Yeah,
we're cut from the same cloth in that sense. Like, so I appreciate having me on. Thank you so much, man.
Absolutely, this will not be the last time.
No, this is fucking awesome.
So, what is the future for? Can you give us some insight on what the future holds for the?
Yeah, I mean, it's
the former A&S. I guess we can say former A&S at
I
this
mean,
point. Yeah,
I think from just like a logistical standpoint, I think we will be transitioning the signs.
Yeah.
ETA on that, I'm unsure.
Yeah.
And I got really good advice from people way better than me that they said, hey, like, you get one chance to change the sign, right?
Yeah.
And he says, make sure everyone inside the four walls knows this how Stacked wants the customer experience to be. So we will be delicate with that transition and make sure, like, hey, when we really do turn it on, when I get Marcus rolling with some videos and ads and stuff, and get him back in the fold a little bit more, and to make sure we launch it gracefully and like, and also like A&S was a great brand. Like I have no, like, they did a really good job in the market. Would I like to keep, of course, but it's like I'm looking at it like I do shirts for 4th of July. It's like, well, shit, I don't want to do like I don't want to do 4 different designs.
Right.
2 for A&S, 2 for Stacked. It's like, and I just give those shits away most of the time. So it's like, but like, what you can expect in the immediate future, a ton more snacks and drinks are coming in. A bunch of new products that are like stuff that you haven't seen before, that it's like, I'd say they're really good supplement brands that are just either don't have the marketing budget, or maybe a manufacturer is the brand in a sense. And we'll have meals coming soon. Got to get more fridges. We'll probably have Sonny might hate me because he might get a fridge delivery and he has to figure out how to get that bitch inside. So, like, that would be a fun thing to have to handle. But
figure this puzzle out, buddy.
4 days in a row.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. No, it will be really positive, and then also like I want to make sure I do right by the people who shop there. Like I don't want to make sure people, again, the regulars feel appreciated.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I would echo what you're saying. You know, the A&S is kind of a staple around here. You know, and has been for a long time, and they've all done a great job with it. I don't. You know, I think that the fact that it's not seizing up or closing up or changing like that, but we're expanding these kinds of things, and
exactly.
And you're coming in with a fresh look at it, I think will be welcomed.
Yeah. No, I think
that, and they do a lot for the community. So
we will do. I mean, that's like the MO, and like we should have tables in mostly all the stores for people to like heat a meal up, like get a meal, get a drink, get a snack, have lunch. We'll probably have a TV with games on it. I had never seen stores with more TVs, so we'll use those. With those are good work. I love that. That's a Trevor thing. I thought that was the greatest. I'm like, Trevor, like, we have all these TVs. I'm like, I was like looking at the asset sheet when we bought them. Like, how many freaking TVs can 6 stores have?
Right. Yeah.
And,
48.
I
know that's probably not that far off.
No, your brother, not far. No, but that's why you appreciate Trevor.
Oh yeah.
But no, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
No, dude, I appreciate it.
No,
and
thank
Matt
you.
Forst, Stacked Supplements, 3 stores now in Marion, Illinois, Cape Girardeau, and Paducah. And taking over Active Nutrition here in 2 stores in Evansville, 1 in Owensboro, 1 in Terre Haute, 1 in Jasper, and 1 in Vincennes.
Yeah, and hopefully expanding. Like, and if you need a job, call me. I'm always trying to recruit talent. So.
Yeah, I can't imagine a cooler guy to work for, man. Thank you very much for coming up, brother. All right, thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.